Well, Alex got Tattooed Doorman's video of his top 10 vampires, and then later on learned that it was actually you that had done that, and he was doing a video response for you. Of course, everyone I'm talking about, Alex, an 80s slasher. Just, really cool guy, and I love his taste, love his videos, very creative. And I decided, you know what, since I like vampires too, I'm going to jump on this bandwagon. Sat down and kind of looking through my stuff. I was going to go one way, but decided, no, you know what, I'll just stick in this same vein. Of course, there's one that I'm hoping that will be turned. It's supposed to be out. I think it's in production right now. And I really hope that it comes to, fruition, and it's as good as the books. But that's the Necroscope. And the books are by Brian Lumley, one of my all-time favorite authors. But simple fact that those vampires will put to shame a lot of vampires that we've seen in the past and even now. No, I'm not going to go into this whole Twilight shit and everything like that. To me, that's not a vampire movie. That's a love story. Okay? It just has a supernatural element into it. The movies actually make it more exciting, but even that, they're not vampires. Okay? If they are, then whatever. But that's just a relationship movie. That's all that is. We're talking about the creatures that lust for blood. Okay? And that's what I'm going to talk about right now. I guess the first one, I couldn't go in any particular order. Okay? Here, the background, some of the vampire movies in my collections. God, there's a lot in here that I actually wanted to pick. Okay? But I went and said nope and tossed it out because pretty much I liked all the vampires in all of these. Okay? Even the comedy, Dracula Dead and Lovely. Leslie Nielsen as Dracula, friggin' awesome. I love that. And I almost chose The Grandfather here in Kronos, but decided, no, you know what, I'll kind of stick traditional. No, I guess kind of traditional. But anyways, my first pick, and like I said, these aren't from least to favorite or anything like that, because I couldn't do that. I've tried in so many other challenges, I just can't do that. But my first one will be Marie from Innocent Blood. I mean, extremely sexy. Anna Paluard, I screwed up her name. God, it's hard for me to say her name right now. Anyways, when I first saw her in La Femme Nikita, I instantly, attracted to this French woman. To me, she is beautiful. And having her in this movie as the vampire that's feasting on, because she wants a little Italian. It's really interesting and really neat. She has morals, considering the fact that she likes to play with her food, but she doesn't like to contaminate the world with more vampires. And of course, she ends up making a mistake in creating the mob boss into a vampire, and then she has to clean up her stuff. And along the way, she falls in love. But, I just love her as a vampire. Can fit in and sleek, sexy, and seductive. Next one, I know you're going to look at this and say, what the hell? Yeah. No, it has nothing to do other than that they are in the movie, but it is Dracula's Three Brides. Man, all three of them are just, to me, simply gorgeous. I remember when I first saw this, and I was like, oh, I want them. I want those three. Anyway, so there you have it. That's, why I'm showing Van Helsing is because of the Three Brides. Just, I want those women. The next one, I don't know if too many of you have seen Summer the God. Back me up, buddy. Paul? Yeah, come on. Let's give justice where justice is due. Here we are. Razorblade Smiles and Lilith Silver. I'm not going to flip it over because I don't think my finger can get over the nude scene fast enough or whatever. But anyways, Lilith Silver. Then he probably won't, but I do. I find her incredibly sexy and incredibly attractive. I mean, just oozes sex appeal for me. And the way she can just seduce people, not only men, but women, and fit in. I mean, she does it in just such a way that, she just plays the game. So, I mean, every time I watch this, and I really, honestly, I enjoy the movie for her. She's the main one, but I wish I could turn it over. But, yeah, incredibly sexy. Very seductive. Seems like I got a theme here. I like seduction. Of course, that would bring us to the next one that I found. I mean, I remember the first time I saw her on the screen, I was like, holy crap. And that would be Regine from Fright Night 2. The first time she was the reason that I was really interested in this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Fright Night, Jerry Dandridge was just badass, and I have to agree with Alex. I mean, Jerry Dandridge is a badass vampire, and his sister just as cruel, in that interesting sort of way. I mean, I remember some of the girls I went out with, and even some of my friends that were, just my girlfriends, not, any relationship way, but they were friends that were girls. They said Chris Sarandon was ooze sex appeal as Jerry Dandridge. Well, that's what, oh God, now I can't remember her damn name. Julie Carmen as Regine Dandridge. Just ooze sex appeal for the guys. I mean, nothing but eye candy there. And she did a wonderful job and was truly, epitomized vampires to me, especially during that time period where they can be seductive to get you in, to draw you in, and then just rip the crap out of you and terrorize you. So, Regine, yeah, I have to agree with you, man. I know you picked her too. Now, this next one, yeah, I pulled this one on Underworld Evolution. Now Celine, oh yeah, definitely Celine is one hell of a sexy vampire, but she's not the reason I chose this. My thing is for Marcus Corvinus, right there, okay? I mean, that is just some badass shit. That he grows these big, huge bat wings. He's the first and the reason that we have the vampires. Or one of, it's just, oh, wow. And his character, I mean, here you have this creature that is so caring and so loyal and everything, and yet can be so cruel to even his own kind because they just don't get it. He loves his brother. It's just wow, and then to do the transformations and the way that he goes out, it's just, just awesome, The other one from there, I mean, there's Celine, but I mean, not too many people talk about it. And yeah, Jess Beekman isn't the greatest, but you know what, the character and a vampire, I love the duality of the werewolf and vampire, and that is of Michael Corvin. I mean, that you could get the two, to one, so he can kind of like enjoy the fruits of both worlds. just really interesting, and it just captivated me the first time that I learned of it in Underworld, which I didn't pull out. I just pulled this one out. But I thought I'd mention that. God, I don't even know what number I'm on. Okay, so now I guess we're at number 6. Okay. I'm right there with you, man. Aaliyah as Akasha. I mean, in the books, she captured it so well. That's really one of the only reasons that I even kept the movie, because I didn't like the movie. I will say that Stuart Townsend looks nothing like Lestat should look like, but as far as capturing the essence and the cruelty and the just kind of the playboy nature of Lestat, anybody that's read the books will understand exactly what I'm talking about. He did it. He had it in spades, but he just didn't have the look. Aaliyah, though, as Akasha, she had the looks. Okay? Her going after vampires and anybody, I mean, she's the queen, and she does what she wants, and you better give it to her. Just great character, great vampire. This one's going to take you a little bit of back to, in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I enjoyed the film. I mean, a lot of you didn't, and a lot of people bagged on it, but you know what? I enjoyed it for what it was. Was it like the comic? No, not really. They changed it, especially Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That was changed. But pulling this out because of her. Right there. She plays Mina Harker. And what I found so fascinating is that, I mean, in all the movies, Mina Harker, was always the one that was, people felt bad, because here she was used by Dracula and kind of left in this vulnerable state, where she was crossing over, and then she was used as a pawn by her husband and all the other men, whatever. Thing is that what happened after? I mean, they always give it this nice cookie cutter ending, where, the curse is lifted. But in this one, no, the curse isn't lifted. There's actually a book called Mina, that pretty much was about Mina Harker and what she had to go through after it, and that, things were not cookie cutter clean as everyone wanted to believe. The book I didn't enjoy, but this character, Mina Harker. God, what was her name? I can't remember her name. Anyways, I think it was Peter Wilson. Peter Wilson played Mina Harker. She had a very small part, but you saw that nature where she was, very demure, but she was strong and, quiet. But, you saw in that one scene where the guy has her by the throat and he's getting ready, he's threatening her and he's holding her hostage. And then she quickly turns on him, and you see where she's, reveals just a little bit of her true nature, and it kind of shocks her, and so she's trying to hide it. Mina Harker to me was, especially in this, is a very interesting character, and that she's trapped within the vampiric nature, just great. So I love it, so that's why I picked her. Near Dark. I'm going to have to go with Jesse. I just thought Lance Henriksen is Jesse. I mean, don't get me wrong. Severin was definitely one up there. Well, you know what? Oh, hell with it. I'm just going to pick both. I love both of them. I mean, he's a little crazy, a little out there, really giving into his nature, and he's more reserved, kind of holding it together, kind of laid back, but not opposed to just, raining down the fire. Just really cool. So Lance Henriksen as Jesse, and Bill Paxton as Severin. You guys know him. You guys love him. The barroom scene. God, I friggin' love that. I just love that. I gotta go with you, man. I gotta go with you. You know what? Can't pick any of them. Okay? Any of them, definitely. I like all the Lost Boys. Just cool, awesome. And my final pick, I'm going to have to go one with supreme brutality on all levels, from physical to mental. And that is the Night Flyer. I mean, this guy, the way he was torturing Miguel Ferrer's character, was it Richard Dees? Yeah. And, I mean, holy shit, you know, that bathroom scene that he's just messing with his mind and putting him through all that stuff. I mean, plus, the dude's just nasty looking. I mean, look at that, you know? He's not a pretty vampire, and truthfully, I mean, should vampires be pretty? You kind of say, you know, to kind of get the victims, but this is evil, you know? This is you know, this is beastly, you know? This is a vampire, you know, and he travels around flying, you know, he doesn't fly personally himself, but he does fly, you know, that's pretty damn cool, you know? So, there you have it, man. There's all my picks, my 10 top vampires, I guess, just the ones that I picked above some of the other ones. I know, sorry I didn't go with her, but, you know, what it is, right? This is my stuff. So, there you go. Like I said, hope you enjoyed, and take care, and until the next cool thing comes along, I'll catch everyone later.